Hello and welcome to another episode of the Marketing and Meditations with Lewis Pierce podcast. That is exactly who I am. And what I aim to do with this podcast is provide you with bite-sized actionable tips and guidance to help you improve your brain and your business, help you manage stress and grow and develop and take things to the next level. I'll share with you tips, the lessons that I've learned from 7 years of being inside of the coaching industry online, along with the lessons and revelations that I have from daily studies of Stoic philosophy. Combining those things together, I hope that you can take something from every single episode that will help you improve your brain and your business and live a more fulfilling life. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Marketing and Meditations with me, Lewis Pierce. I hope you're all well. Today we're going to be talking about how you do one thing is how you do everything. And basically how you can work on the way that you think, work on the way that, or the things that you focus on, and your mental discipline to make sure that what you're putting out and what you're doing right now and the quality of your present moment is better. So, something that the Stoics massively focus on, if you read any of their material, if you read any of their books, if you study anything written by the Stoic experts, the main focus, the main message is to only focus on the things that are in your control. Now, they also mention the importance of the present moment and embracing and enjoying the present moment, because you may never experience this present moment again, what you're doing right now. They have something called a last time meditation, which is something that I do 3 times a day. I've got an alarm on my phone that literally reminds me to just take a second to pause and think about what I'm doing right now and enjoying what I'm doing and being grateful for what I'm doing right now, because it could be the last time I do it. It basically just brings me back to reality, back to earth, back to the present moment, because when it comes to the way that we think, we generally think about 2 things. We either think about future, we dream about the future, we worry about the future, or we ruminate on the past. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but we think about the past, we think about things that went bad, things that went right, things that happened to us, the trauma we experienced, all these sorts of things. We spend a lot of time, a lot of energy thinking about the past and worrying or getting excited about the future, depending on where you're currently at in your life's journey. Both of these 2 things take away our focus and energy from what we're doing right now, right? It takes away our energy and our focus from what we're doing right now, which means that we don't actually embrace what we're doing. We don't actually enjoy what we're doing. We don't actually act grateful for what we're doing right now. And we end up actually doing the opposite, right? We spend our entire lives thinking and worrying or being excited about the future, or reflecting and letting the past things that we've done affect. Now, what happens is life passes us by. We never achieve what we want to achieve. We're never happy, okay? Now, I saw this quote from Gary Vaynerchuk, actually. It wasn't a quote, actually. It was on a video. And he said something along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing here, success is waking up in a good mood, right? And if you're constantly worrying about the future, getting depressed about the past, then you're never going to wake up in a good mood. You know what I mean? So the first thing I want you to take away from this podcast is something called the last time meditation, which is basically where you meditate on what you're doing right now and basically ask yourself, what would I do if I knew that this was the last time I'd be doing what I'm doing right now? For example, right now, I'm delivering this live into a Facebook group and it's being recorded to be put onto a podcast. If this was the last episode I ever did, what would I do? Well, I'd be present for a fucking start, right? I wouldn't be texting. I wouldn't be speaking to other people. I'd be present right now with my laptop and with you guys on here that are watching, the 5 of you that are watching. I'll be present. I'll be enjoying this and I'll be adding value and giving everything that I've got, right, into this video podcast that I'm doing right now, okay? And that's what you need to do. And back to the main topic of this episode, which is how you do one thing is how you do everything. How can you do what you're doing right now, whatever it may be? Obviously, you're watching me or listening to me. But for example, anything, if you're reading or if you're playing with your kids or if you're writing copy for marketing or if you're coaching clients, how can you expect to do that one thing to the best of your ability if you're too busy worrying about the future, worrying about the past, getting depressed about the past, getting anxiety about the future? You can't, right? So how you do one thing is how you do everything. how you spend time with your kids, how you cook your dinner, how you spend time with your partner, how you coach your clients, how you market your business, how you do all of those things. They're all on the same level, right? The level of commitment, the level of effort that you put into them is all the same, right? And it all comes down to your ability to be present and aware of what you're doing, right? And you can't be present and aware of what you're doing if you're too busy worrying about the future or worrying about the past or whatever it may be. So yeah, that's the main topic that I want you to take away from, well, the main takeaway I want you to have from this episode is just think about if this was the last time that you did what you're doing right now, how would you do it, right? What would you bring to the table? How much effort would you put into it? How much would you bring to the table? How much value would you bring? How present would you be, right? If this was the last time you did what you're doing right now. Okay, and then bringing that into the business side of things, I'm pretty sure, and I know Andy's watching, sales expert, we've discussed at length sales strategy and pre-call processes and bringing your baggage onto a call, whether it's just stress about money, if the business is struggling, whatever it may be, if it's your fear of conversation, whatever it may be, you're going to struggle to close a deal if you're worrying about the future and worrying about the past and all that sort of stuff, and you're not present, okay? So you've got to be really, really practicing your ability of being present, okay? Because when you're present with something that you're doing, you're going to do it to a higher standard, whether it's a conversation with a prospect, coaching a client, whatever it may be, writing copy, on a sales call, spending time with your kids, whatever it may be. If you're present with what you're doing right now, you're going to do it to a higher standard. You're going to enjoy it more. Why wouldn't you want to be shifting your focus to the present time, right? So whether you need to set yourself alarms and reminders in the meantime, we're lucky that we've got all this tech stuff at our fingertips that we can use to help us get away from the tech stuff, as ironic as that is. And, we can set alarms to remind us to get off of our phones and that sort of thing, which is, the irony of it all. But whatever you need to do to remind yourself to be present, you got to do it, right? And then it's about consistently practicing your ability to be present, yeah? So that, you train, like any habit, you're all coaches in here, you all know about habits and how to create them. You've got to create those cognitive habits inside of your brain so that, you're automatically doing those things. You're automatically being more present, right? And whether that requires journaling, whether that requires alarms, whatever it may need in the initial stages, you need to put those things in place. And the chances are you'll find the quality of everything that you do just by being more present elevates, yeah? And you'll also find that your stress and your worries and your concerns and the pressure from other things outside of your control will reduce, all by putting a focus on just trying to be more present. Yes, you need to be concerned about things happening in the future. You need to plan, you need to prepare, but you also need to focus on what you're doing right now to make sure that your lack of presence, your lack of effort right now, your lack of whatever it may be in the present time and what you're doing right now, to make sure that that doesn't then impact the future negatively. So yes, plan, prepare, think, be a little worried about the future, but at the same time, bring it back to the present and remind yourself. Ask yourself those questions. What can I control about the future? What do I need to do right now that's in my control to generate the future that I want or to achieve the things that I need to get done? What do I need to do right now? Then once you know what those things are, okay, let's be present with this task that I'm doing right now. What's going to get me closer to my end goal inside of the business? Okay, it's going to be getting more sales calls. Okay, what do you need to do to get more sales calls? You need to have more conversation. Let's be present with those conversations rather than, getting distracted or doing something else or just not paying attention and not doing those conversations to the best of your ability because you're too busy worrying about the future or you're too busy worrying about something else. You're just not present with the person you're speaking to. I could go on about this all day, right? The lesson is the same. The takeaway is the same. Being present, training yourself to be present will improve who you are as a person in every sense of the word. Being present with your kids will make you a better father, a better mother. Being present with your partner will make you a better partner. Being present with the jobs that you're doing inside your business means that the output will be of a better quality, okay? So I'm going to wrap this up here. I don't need to hammer it home any further. But if you want a better business, if you want a better life, if you want less stress, if you want to have higher standards for yourself, if you want to have a better output, want to leave a bigger legacy, whatever it may be, if you want to do it better, and why wouldn't you? You really need to put a focus on how you can be more present. We all know someone that just doesn't pay attention, right? We all know that person, you're having a conversation with them and they're on their phone, they're texting someone else, they're on social media, whatever it may be, right? It's rude. The time that you spend with them is of a lower quality because they're not paying attention, right? I'm guilty of it sometimes. I'm no means perfect. My missus gets really pissed off because I'm so busy trying to do loads of stuff when I'm working. I struggle to have that break between work and family time, especially in the evening. It's not too bad, but when it's like lunchtime or dinner time, when the wife's like, I've made some lunch, can you come come down and meet today. I'll go downstairs and I'll be like on my phone, on Slack, messaging the team or messaging clients or whatever it may be. And she's like, Lewis, get the fuck off your phone. Or if it's dinner time, Evelyn, our eldest daughter, she's just about to turn 5. She's fucking obsessed with YouTube shit. And she'll literally just like, can I watch your phone? Can I watch your phone? She's fucking addicted to it. And we've made our own bed for it. It's our fault, me and Sarah's fault. You know, we haven't cracked down on it more. But the point I'm trying to make is she'll be there watching shit on fucking TV or on her phone. Or not on her phone, she's fucking fucked, but on my phone, on Sarah's phone. And Sarah will be like, I might as well just go and eat in the fucking garden on my own because you're all ignoring me. You know what I mean? So by having, you know, whether you got to say to your partner or whoever, you know, if I'm not being present, if I'm on my phone, punch me, slap me, tell me, call me out on it, make me be more present, right? Whatever you've got to do to make sure that you're more present, do it. Now, for me, at the weekend, I have some clients who don't understand that it's a Saturday or a Sunday and I'm not fucking working. I neglect my family enough during the week, Monday to Friday, with what I do, you know. I'm not going to continue that at the weekend. So I literally, some clients, I actually mute conversations with them so I don't even get notifications for them. On Saturday, I mean, this is probably a reminder for me to actually do it again. On every Saturday, I used to turn my phone off completely. But as soon as I switch off Friday night, as soon as I'm done with work, the phone will get turned off. And it wouldn't get turned on again until Sunday morning. And oh my God, my Saturdays would be amazing because if my daughter was talking to me, I'd pay attention. I'd have nothing better to do. I wouldn't have the temptation of going on Instagram and watching someone's stories of what they're doing at the weekend while I'm sitting on the sofa fucking scratching my ass. Instead, when Evelyn says to me, Daddy, can you play everything? I'm like, yeah, of course I can. I've got nothing else is distracting me. I have no phone. I'm 100% present with what I'm doing right now because our phones make us shit, make us lazy, turn us into arseholes. So we've got to take conscious effort to control, remember you've got to focus on what you can control. And the large majority of the time, the reason why we don't do things properly and that we're not present is because of our phones. A lot of our anxiety about the future because we look at people on social media and we want to be like them or we want to make, live life like they do. Turn your fucking phone off. You get texts from people, you get emails from people telling you about stuff, reminding you about stuff. Turning my phone off for one day a week. Well, it's an absolute game changer. And this is a reminder that I'm actually going to do it this weekend. It's a complete game changer. Like my phone was broken a few months back and it was broken for about 3 months. I'd lost all data. I could only connect to the internet if I had Wi-Fi and it was fucking great. Whenever I left the house, no one could reach me. So I just used to leave my phone at home. Whenever I left the house, no phone. And it was liberating. So do whatever you need to do to maximize your presence, to improve the quality of your time, to elevate the standards that you set for things and become a better person just by being present. Better husband, wife, father, mother, friend, coach, business owner, marketer, sales rep, whatever it may be. Make yourself better just by being more present. We're all looking for the next big thing. How can I hit 10K months? How can I get better at sales calls? How can I do this, this and this? How can I write better copy? All of it, the first step that you can take, which is fucking free, I might add, is just be more present. Makes everything better. I generally come onto these episodes and the start of it, if you stick around for a bit, you're like, what the fuck? You're just warbling shit. He's repeating himself. But this platform allows me to talk to you guys and essentially, I guess it's a form of journaling to a degree to help me get my head straight on what I think about the things that I'm studying. What I share with you is all things that I've studied in the last sort of couple of days that have resonated with me that I think is important to share with you guys. And it helps me get things straight. So by the end of it, collectively, we have an action point to take from this. And the action point from this episode is, if you haven't fucking guessed it already, be present, be better. Simple as that. There you have it, another episode of the Marketing and Meditations with Lewis Pierce podcast. I hope that you took something away from this episode and the time that you invested into listening was worthwhile. I'd love to get your feedback. Feel free to drop me an email, lewis@lewispierce.com, or you can find me on Instagram, lewis__Pierce. You can tell me how great the podcast is. You can tell me how shit the podcast is. Either way, any feedback is much appreciated. However, if you would like to discuss working with me and my team, us helping you take your company and your coaching business to the next level and building a more sustainable business that is aligned with your values and whether you see your business being and the impact that it's making in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, head over to numa.org.uk, schedule your free marketing assessment session with myself, where we'll deep dive into your current situation, your current business model, and where you'd like to see yourself. And together we'll put together a strategy that will help you take your business to the next level. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.